Hello YouTube world, Pretend Farmer here. Not a real farmer, just pretending. Let's head into the coop and visit our broody chicken. Okay, so here she is behind me. We got our broody Buff Orpington hen, and she's got 3 eggs in front of her here that I guess were laid at some point today, and she hasn't hoarded them for some reason, but I'll bet if I stuck them in front of her, she probably would. It's so funny to watch them steal eggs. They're like little klepto chickens. When you give them eggs, they just want to tuck everything they can underneath of them. We had a really good question come to us this week. We've always encouraged you to mark your eggs. That way you know they're all going to hatch at the same time, that she's sitting on the same eggs daily. You're just pulling out any extras beyond what you want to actually hatch. And I got to thinking after I said I was going to mark them, I was like, why? Why should I do this? Come to think of it, my best hatches from broody hens have been when I just left the chicken alone, completely 100% alone, didn't even touch her, didn't pick her up, nothing. And what's happened the last couple times we've had a hen go broody is it's been unsuccessful. What happens is you end up with an egg or two that get broke. The yolk goes all over the other eggs. It contaminates them. It makes a big gooey mess. The hen ends up abandoning the nest about a week or so in. This has happened the last 2 or 3 times we've had a broody hen. And, to mark the eggs, you really need to do it at nighttime. You got to pick the hen up off the eggs, mark them, put her back on them. It's dark. She's trying to shuffle them around. Right there, you got an opportunity for some of them to get broke right from the get-go. Now there's a good view of the eggs she's sitting on. It's not an overwhelming amount. Now you say, well, what if they aren't exactly the same age? They don't need to be, and here's why. A broody hen, we know it takes 21 days for eggs to hatch, but that hen will continue to sit on those eggs for about 2 days after the initial ones start to hatch, just to account for any delayed hatches, because not all of them hatch right at 21 days. Sometimes you have one that hangs a day or 2 late and shows up. Honestly, even if she abandons her nest after 21 days, if you've got eggs that are going to hatch 22, 23 days, they're still going to hatch anyway, even if she's not sitting on them. That chick is pretty much fully developed, just like the ones that have hatched. It's just on the inside of the shell. Needs to get out. And so sometimes it'll take them a day or so to hatch, just to go through the hatching process itself. There we can see she's sitting on a pretty good clutch there, and she's kind of backed in a corner. I really like this because she's kind of out of the way of the main nest boxes where most of the hens lay, and the roost bars are on the other side of the coop over there. So she's completely away from all the litter, all the poop, all the chicken traffic. There's only 1 or 2 other hens that like to lay over here in this corner. Other than that, they'll leave her alone. She's got it to herself, and she's a perfectly content broody hen. And I think today is like day 4 now of having a broody hen. She's fully committed. She's never not been on the nest that I've seen. I don't know when she goes and eats and drinks or whatever. She's got to be doing it, but I just don't see her. She's very dedicated. She's going to make a good mommy chicken. But yeah, picking them up and putting them back down on the eggs after you mark them is risky. And, then there's some discussion about, using markers. You obviously, some people are like, oh, you need to use a non-toxic marker. And then other people are like, no, use a pencil. That way you don't have to worry about anything that's going to compromise that bloom on the egg, that film that the egg's got. You don't have to worry about that if you just don't do it. And like I said, any extra eggs she gathers are going to probably hatch. If they don't, if she's got a couple eggs that didn't hatch, but they're like 98% developed, I'll just toss them under a heat lamp. Hatch those chicks out separately. Buff Orpingtons make great broody hens. If you want a broody hen, you get a Buff Orpington. I mean, look at that. She doesn't have a feather out of place. She's over there. She's clean. She's happy, content, sitting on her eggs. She's a good chicken. We're going to leave her alone. We're not going to mark them. We can still pick our eggs. We can still eat our eggs. We're just going to let her have all the rest of them. Well, this is the Pretend Farmer, and that's what we're doing with our broody hen. We'll keep you posted on how many of these chicks end up hatching. And as always, stay tuned. We got more good chicken content coming your way. Till next time, this is the Pretend Farmer signing out.
Hey, Monkey.